training. Yes, we do this training every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome everyone, anyone that's new, anyone that's coming back again for this week and every week thereafter, and all our top producers. Guys, get recommitted every week. You're gonna get all the information you need to know exactly what you do to kill it in the field. And so make sure you have your notebooks out. You do not want to miss this information today. We have two very special guests that are going to give you literally they're going to answer all the questions you guys been asking week to week. Okay. So first, guys, as you know, I always start with the top 10 submit. All right. So this is September week 2. Okay. So coming in number 10, Ryan Urbanski, $6,191. Leticia, super excited about her. Number 9, $6,671. Eugene Marshall, always in the top 10, $9,660. Damon P, you guys heard from him last week, right? $9,660. Will Crandell, $11,471. He's always up there too. Rakita, always consistent, $11,832. Now you guys are going to hear from this guy today. Thaddeus Scruggs, $16,202. Michael Files, $16,987. Richard Moore, always up there, $18,110. And there can be only one number one, guys. Michael Coombs, the Door Knock King, $22,030. All right, guys. So that was our top 10 submit September week 2. All right, now I want to go over a few announcements before we have our amazing leaders come on and speak. And the first thing, guys, that I definitely want you guys to understand, work spots is not an option. It's not an option. It's a must-have. Guys, if you're going to be in business and you're going to take your business seriously, work spots is necessary. And let me tell you why. All right. So 1, you have access to any work spot office in your area to work out of. So you have an environment. You have leaders that can pour into you, that can help you. You also have leaders virtually on work spots, guys. So anywhere you are nationwide, you can find an office that's closest to you, work out of that, have free Wi-Fi, print your leads, and just overall have an environment. But the most important thing, guys, that work spots provides is discounts on leads. This is extremely important because if you're worried about money, you don't have to be worried about money no longer. The leads are discounted on top of our leads already being affordable and exclusive to you. So right now, I know Kylie's gonna go over this again. There's a 50% discount going on right now on CRM internet leads. Okay, she'll explain what that is, but 50%. So if you don't have work spots, you're paying 100% full price. But if you have work spots, 50% off. That's a big deal. You save a lot of money, guys. Okay. So that's definitely important. The next thing I want to go over is Wednesday. All right. We have what's called an expansion meeting for anybody that's interested in joining the business. You have our top producers selling the opportunity to your new people who may, they want to see what the hype is all about, why all of us are making so much money, what we're doing here. And then also what's next, guys. So if you're not licensed, or if you're licensed and you don't know what to do next and you're confused, you don't know what direction to go in, start plugging in week to week so that you can understand what you need to do from where you are. So that's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We run it only for an hour. We're very good about time. All right. And that's for the expansion meeting, where if it's hard for you to even talk about this opportunity because you just haven't made any money yet, or the fact that you just don't know what you're talking about, guys, let us sell it for you, but also plug in as well. Because what I found out is that people stay on when you're on, okay, because they want to know you're paying attention too. But this is also good for you as well, because then you learn how to sell the opportunity in the future. Okay. Next is the October 4th conference. Guys, big decisions are made at big events. October 4th is extremely important. It's going to be held here in Maryland. If you don't live in Maryland, I would suggest that you get here. They've done a few already. It's been so life-changing, not only just for me, but all the leaders that are on here that are putting numbers up week to week. They went to that meeting. All right. But it's very good for you because number 1, you're going to get live training. Okay. So you want to make sure you bring your leads, because from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., There's going to be live dials going on. You get real live help, guys. So if you've been home and you haven't been plugging into our live dials, which you should be, and you're saying you're not having success at all, you're not booking appointments, you're not getting anybody on the phone, whatever it might be, you want to make sure that you get here to this event and also start plugging in on our live dials that we have, okay? I'm sorry, hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So yes, you want to make sure you're at the October 4th conference. And then last but not least, convention, which is the biggest event of them all, guys. This is extremely important. Convention is February 2nd to the 5th. That gives everybody enough time to stack your bread, make your money. One sale, $1,000, that'll take care of your entire trip, right? But here's the thing, the event is free. We come from insurance companies, a lot of us do on here, where we had to pay for everything. We had to pay for buses. We had to pay for tickets. We had to pay to get people there. I mean, we didn't make a lot of money. So all the money that we did make went right back into the business. But here, our convention is completely free. There is no tickets. You just have to register. You just got to get your butt there. You got to pay for where you're going to stay, and you have to pay to get there. But this is a free event, guys. I don't know any other business that provides a free event for you to change your entire financial situation. I mean, if we think about the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, the friends that we hang out with, the places, the movies that we go to, I mean, this the things that we do on a day-to-day basis that don't pay us. You want to make sure this is a one-time thing right now. You want to get there to change that, because you can do anything you want and you have tons of options when you're making more money and when you have more money. All right. So that's it for the announcements, guys. What I would love to do, because I don't want to take any time away from our speakers, I'm so excited to have these two come on and actually go over this information. I think it's going to be very helpful for you guys, because a lot of people are struggling. We got a lot of licensed agents. We got a lot of people who just don't get it. And I think the most important thing in this business is two things. Number one is dialing, all right? And number two, all right, is actually getting to the kitchen table or virtually and actually getting in front of the client to help the client. So we're going to have our senior vice president, the first African-American woman. It's already signed and stamped. She's going to get it. All right. For the integrity deal. I'm super excited about being a part of this ride and journey with her, and also to be able to do the same thing. She is actually going to come on here and talk about lead flow. So Kali, take it away.
Thank you, Crm. Thank you so much. Great job to everybody who put up numbers. Hope to see everybody at some point in the top 10. But real quickly, because I don't want to take away from Thad's time, I just because I want to hear what Thad has to say. But what I'm going to go really quickly over lead flow, because this is one of the things I believe that gets the new agents confused, caught up, whatever may have you, is getting a correct lead flow. So a couple things really quickly about leads. And you guys, you want to write this stuff down. Even though the calls are recorded, nobody goes and listens to the recording. We have a YouTube channel, and we can see who goes and listens to the recording, who subscribes to the YouTube channel. So write this stuff down, guys, because everything that you're going to hear today is going to really help you get your business going and really take it to the next level. So leads, right? Leads. Every time that you dial, every dial session that you have to have leads that are new to you. Doesn't mean that they have to be new leads. They have to be leads that you have not called prior to that dial session. So if on Monday you're dialing for, let's say, Tuesday, right? You need to have leads that are new that you did not dial last week, right? And then when you dial again on Wednesday, for example, you need to have a new set of leads. And so I know, for new agents, probably the scariest part of this business is investing in leads, right? And that's because you don't, especially if you haven't sold insurance before, you're taking it, you feel like you're taking a risk. And I can tell you that you're making an investment in your business. Let me give you an example. Diamond Kelly, brand new, has never sold insurance before in her life, never sold anything in her life. She's 26 years old. Her first day in the field, she wrote over $5,500 in premium. And so that's going to pay her she's going to end up probably making about $4,000 or $5,000 just from that one day of sales, right? And so she invested in leads in her business, and her leads profited her probably about 30, probably more than that. I don't know how much she spent, but she made either way, she made a profit. When I started in the business, guys, I was driving Lyft because I was broke and I didn't have any money. I need my first lead purchase was 30 Facebook leads. I'm sorry, 20 Facebook leads, and they were $30 a piece. I mean, $20 a piece. 30 leads, $20 a piece, $600. I had to drive. If anyone has driven Lyft or Uber, you know how many hours you have to drive just to make $600. And I remember I said to myself, am I really about to spend $600 on a spreadsheet? Because that's ultimately what I was doing, right? On some names and some numbers. And I wish now I would have tracked how much money I actually made. I probably can go back and see. But I know in my mind, I said, if they're at the worst case scenario, I'm going to at least make my money back. I'm going to make one sale and make my money back. That was the very worst thing that could happen. I would break even. But I know I made more than breaking even. So guys, this is the system that we run. It's buy leads, call the leads, and go on appointments. Like, that is the system. It's not super complicated, but a lot of times we complicate it. But really quickly, I'm going to go through like the different types of leads. And if you're new, the one thing you want to concentrate on is the CRM lead. And if you don't have access to the CRM, and you have to be licensed to get access. But if you're already licensed, you can send a request, and you don't have the CRM access. You can put a request in to get the CRM access at FFLagenthub.com. And that's going to get you CRM access. And that's where the leads are. And that's where the most expensive, that's where the least expensive leads that are going to be available to you that you're going to find is going to be on the CRM. And then as Corinne mentioned today, if you have work spots, right? Work spots is basically, the way I describe work spots, is an Airbnb, but for office space, right? So that allows you to be able to go into any FFL office and reserve a spot, because a lot of times you might go in an office and the office is packed and there's no place for you to sit, right? Allows you to reserve a spot in the office, allows you to be able to print out, I think 100 sheets of paper a month, allows you to have internet access, but WorkSpots gives discounts on the CRM leads on a very regular basis. So this morning, right before we got on the call, I got a message. With everyone who has WorkSpots should have got a message saying it was 50% off new CRM leads today. So that means that you could buy, as opposed to spending $11 on a CRM lead, it's going to be $5.50. And so you can get double the amount of leads for the same amount of money. But if you don't have WorkSpots, you can't get the discount, right? And then people don't want to spend the money on the WorkSpots. But if you get 50% off leads and you spend $100 for WorkSpots, it's going to balance out. It's going to more than balance out. So I have WorkSpots and I have an office space, but I have WorkSpots just so I can get the lead discount. Does that make sense to everybody? Anybody got any questions so far? All right, perfect. So I'm really quick, I'm going to share my screen. And if you go to FFLagenthub.com, right? And you go to, always forget. I don't go this way. That's the only reason I forget. Exclusive lead options. And here is so small, but okay, perfect. So this really, guys, right here on the Agent Hub gives you a plan as to how many what your lead budget is, the kind of lead that you need to buy, and how much you can predict to possibly write with that amount of leads, right? And so if you're new and you don't have a lot of money, first thing I would say is that you need to make sure that you have a conversation with your manager for a strategy on the leads. Because another thing that we see a lot of times is people will go on their own and buy leads, and they're not buying the right amount of leads. They're not buying the right kind of leads that's going to give them the most return on their investment. They're not buying enough leads. So don't make a mistake and go and spend $100, $200 and you haven't gotten the right kind of leads or enough leads that you need to get started, right? Because if you go, if the lead, if let's, for example, the CRM, a regular leads, a brand new CRM lead is $11 per lead. But if you got $100, that means you can only buy 9 leads, right? And so 9 leads is not enough, especially not CRM leads. That is, well, it's not enough leads, period. 9 leads is not enough to book for you in order for you to book 8 to 10 appointments, because even out of 9 leads, everybody's not going to answer the phone. Some people's phone are going to be disconnected. People are going to tell you not interested. So it's not enough leads to even do anything with. So that's what I'm saying. Before you go and you purchase leads, have a conversation with your manager about how to buy leads, what leads to buy. And if anybody's interested, I am going to be doing, and please message me, or you can message me on Slack. If you have my number, you can text me. But tomorrow afternoon sometime, I'm going to be going through with a couple agents about the CRM, how to buy leads, what they're looking for, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, please make sure that you message me, like I said, on Slack or on or if you have my number, text me and let me know that you want to be a part of it, and I'll send you the time and the information. But again, here's the lead budget. So for an example, your first week with FF Family First Life, right? This is saying buy $3 and $1 Mail Pro cherry pick leads, right? So there's leads that we have in the system, in the CRM, that are their age mortgage protection leads and age final expense leads, and they're $1.50 a piece, right? And so if you have only $200, you can, get a decent amount of leads with those age leads. Now, here's the thing: when we first start FFL, most of us, 60% of the people that come into Family First Life when they start are broke, right? And we understand that. And so either you have time or you have money. Eventually, if you're with FFL long enough, you're going to have more money and you'll have less time. So when you start to have more money, then you can invest more money into a different kind of lead. But when you're first getting started, only thing you got is time, and you don't have that much money. So you're going to have to spend more time going through more leads to get the same results. But then you see, the other mistake that a lot of people make is that they'll get leads, or their manager will help them get leads and get started, and then they take all their money and they pay their bills. And that's not the right answer either, because you got to continue to stay in business. The very first thing I said this morning is that you need leads that are new to you every time that you make phone calls. So if on Monday you have lead, you buy leads, and then Tuesday you make a sale, because we got this great company called Americo, if you write business on Tuesday, on Wednesday morning, you'll have an email saying that money's being deposited into your bank account, and it'll be to you in your bank account on Thursday. So what people do is they make a mistake. They go and they make all this money their first day in the field, and they spend it and they sell, and they end up not having money to be able to continue the business. This business, your inventory in Family First Life in this business is leads, right? And so just like your McDonald's, like if you owned a McDonald's, you couldn't buy burgers one day and then you make this money and then not continue to buy burgers. You have to continue to buy your inventory. Because some of them mute themselves, I don't know who that is. But you have to continue to buy inventory over and over again, so that you can continue sustain your business, right? And so again, that's a conversation you want to have with your manager one-on-one or a small group, so that you understand what you're doing and how to continue to stay in business. Because I can tell you, and it's probably happened to all of us, anybody here who has some kind of success, we probably have come in, and this is why we're trying to tell you to do the right things with the money, so that you don't end up making the same mistakes that we made, right? So we came in, we bought some leads, we were broke, and we paid all our bills, and then we're broke again because we paid all our bills, but we still have no leads to continue with, right? So again, have conversations with your manager until you get comfortable with your leads and what leads you need to buy and how many you need. Like you want to continue to lean on your manager with lead purchases. And then the last thing I'm going to go over really quickly, still here on the Agent Hub, is the lead vendor sheet. So people want to know what kind of leads. Listen, here's a whole YouTube video on leads, right? Then the lead vendor options. And there's so many different kind of leads. All of the leads that are in here have been vetted by, you know, the top agents in the company. And we don't, I mean, you can, I wouldn't recommend it. You can go out and try to go and find your own leads, but you don't know what the quality is. You may, you know, if you want to do it, you might be taking a chance. And if you're a risky person, go ahead and do it. But the lead vendors that are on the lead vendor sheet are leads that we know, Family First Life know that they work, and they work very well. And so you want to go there to see what kind of leads and understand the different kind of leads, because you'll hear people talking about CRM leads, you'll hear people talk about cherry pick leads, you'll hear people talk about final expense, mortgage protection, mail pro leads, BPLs, buy per lead, like it's all mailers. You hear all these different words and it doesn't make sense, but that lead vendor sheet will help it at least start to make some kind of sense for you guys. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I just went over?
Good morning, Callie. I do. It's Jennifer
Yes,
from Connecticut.
Good
How
morning.
are you, ma'am? Good morning.
Good.
Good morning. I have a couple of questions. One, you said that the leads are new to you. So how many times are the leads like recycled, and like, do we give the leads back if they're not successful? Like, how does that process work?
No, that's a good question, Jen. No, well, when I say leads that are new to you, they're leads that you have not called before, right? And so, I could go through a stack. So a lot of times what we do as managers is that we have somebody new. Like I gave Danielle Walker first started, she bought some leads, but I also gave her a stack of leads that I have already called before. And I don't know, they were from like 3 or 4 months ago. And I had called them before previously. And so I gave them to her. So they were new to her. She had never called them before. And out of those leads that I had already called and they were new to her, she was able to book 10 new appointments. Because here's what happens, and this is the part that you guys want to understand, especially with older leads. So people, I don't want older leads, I want new leads. Like the thing about when someone fills out a form on, let's use the CRM leads, for example. The CRM leads, we don't, or may not be shared with other companies, right? So, or they may be filling out more than one form. A lot of times people fill out tons of forms. So they end up having all these people calling them back to back to back to back, and then they're irritated because their phone is blowing up, right? And so once the lead gets aged, eventually the calls start to slow down, right? And so you go back through those calls, you go back through leads from a few months ago, and people are more receptive to hearing what you have to say because they're not getting bombarded with phone calls. So Jen, when I say leads that are new to you, that means leads that you have specifically never called before. Okay. That was your first question. What was your second one?
So I have a bunch of them. So, well,
we can probably do it because I know me and you're going to sit down tomorrow and have a conversation because we got to let the next speaker go. But give me one more question, okay?
Well, no, it was just basically going to be on having access to the lead sheet, which I actually sent an email and a text message to you about. So that's a separate matter. So that was really my main question with regards to leads. From what I was able to see on what you just showed me on the site, it looks like, I guess, if you have a lesser budget, the plan is to kind of start with the mortgage protection or the mortgage protection leads as opposed to.
No, we're going to go over that tomorrow, Jen.
Okay, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
And like I said, anybody else who wants to be included in that, like hit me up, let me know. I'll put my number in the chat, and so I can do like one session for everybody who's interested in getting some more in-depth information about leads. Okay, so that, and I can go over any questions. Y'all have all of me, tomorrow, for however long you need me. So any questions that you have, I will go through those. So I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat. Text me your email address so I can send you a Zoom, send everybody a Zoom link, and we'll do something tomorrow afternoon. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm gonna put, as soon as we're done, as soon as I'm done, I'll put my phone number in the chat, and I'll put it in Slack as well. I'm gonna put it in the chat on here on Zoom. But I don't want to take up too much time because I would like this guy who is about to speak. Number one, he came into FFL with no insurance experience. And if you've been on anything that we've done, you heard us talk about him. We talk about him all the time. He was a police officer, had no sales experience, period. came to Family First Life because his partner got involved in Family First Life. His partner in the police department got involved in FFL, showed him a check, and he's been here ever since, right? He's full-time in the business, but I know recently, you know, and we all go through this insurance business has ups and downs, and he's had some downs, you know, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing a little bit of this. He's had some downs, you know, very recently within the business, but he regrouped, he got some additional training, and because he got some additional training, he ended up, you know, on, I mean, he's been killing it, period, but Tuesday, on his own pen, he wrote over $14,000 in premium on his own pen. And I know the company that I came from previously, first of all, there's no way you could do that in one day. There's no way you could do that. It was hard to do it you could barely do it in a week, let alone do that in a month. That was a team that we were getting recognized as a team if we did 14,000 in premium. And this guy did 14,000 on Tuesday on his own pen. So guys, if you don't have a notepad out, if you're not paying attention, I mean, this call is recorded. I will listen to whatever he has to say. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be taking notes because I've never done that. And whatever he got to say, I'm going to listen. I'm going to be writing it down because I want to be able to do the same thing. So Thaddeus Scruggs, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Take it away.
All right, cool. My beautiful people, what's going on? All right, so I'm gonna pretty much start this off. I'm not gonna do a in-home script. I'm not gonna do that because number one, I don't believe in that. Number two, I don't think you learn enough out of that. What I'm gonna do is I'm pretty much gonna break down exactly what I'm saying in the house, what I'm saying, why I'm saying it, and when I'm saying it. Because all that matters at the end of the day. Now, first and foremost, the setup is everything. With the proper setup, you'll be able to sell up. And what I mean by that is everything, you're making all your sales over the phone. It starts from the phone. So one big change that I made for myself, a key question I get all the time is how do you not get as many no-shows? Because the reason why I was able to sell 14,000, and again, guys, I sold 14,000 and I did that last Tuesday. But here's the thing. It's not about making 14,000 is cool, but you want to be able to do that and continue to do that or do something in that area. So just because I did it once doesn't mean anything. It has to be able to be duplicated, right? So that's what we're going to go over today. First things first, you gotta be sitting with more people. You know, your no-show ratio has to go down in order to write a significant amount of insurance. So the first thing you want to do is right out of the gate, and I'm only going to spend a brief moment on this because I know my topic is in-home and not phone script, but it's the tail end, it's the tie down. One thing that has drastically, I mean, besides anything else I'm about to tell you that has changed my business is at the end of the appointment, at the end of setting that appointment, I always send them a copy of my license for that state. I run multiple states. So whatever state I'm in, I send a copy of my license. At the end of the conversation, I say, all right, John and Mary, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send you a copy of my license so you're able to verify who I am before I get there. Is this your cell phone number or is this a landline? Very important. Write down what I'm saying. Is this your cell phone or a landline? What you will realize is a lot of elderly people, they put down their landline number and not the cell phone. So what this does is not number one, if you get a no-show or if you need to call them back, you have two numbers instead of one, okay? And why I say that, the reason why I say it the way I do is, hey, I want to send you a copy of my license so you're able to verify me. Is this your cell phone? So right then, they don't ask me, why are you asking for another number? They're like, oh, okay. Well, this is good. This is good verification. Okay, perfect. Well, I don't mind giving that to you because I'm going to send you some information. Okay. So that's the mindset behind that when I'm asking that question. Now, what I do is, like I said, I send a copy of the lead. If it's a direct mail final expense, or if it's a mortgage protection lead, and I'm specifically going to be going over a final expense type of appointment because I'm gearing this all to brand new agents. And that's what you should be running right now anyway, is Internet Life and FEX. But if it's a final expense lead or if it's a mortgage protection lead, I'm sending the actual lead with the handwriting on it, as well as a copy of my license. And then inside that text message, I'm sending our appointment, date and time, okay, and my business card is also attached to that. So they're getting, a lot of these people are getting 3 different forms of verification by me before I even get to that house. See, what that's going to do is that's going to cut down on when you first get to the appointment. You're having to show them your license. You're having to show them your business card. You have to do all that stuff in the beginning. They're getting all that stuff beforehand. So by the time you get there, hey, you just ready to rip and ready to make that sale, right? So with that, a question that a lot of people ask me, and you all may have this question too, is how many times do people call you and text you and cancel the appointment? It does happen. It does. You're going to get that regardless. However, it happens a lot less than what you think. So I did this probably about, I think it was last month, the whole month. I tallied how many people I sat with. How many people I set an appointment with, okay, and how many people canceled through call or text, right? Actually canceled. Now, I think it was 124 appointments that month, last month, and it was 10 of them. 10 people actually called or text me from that to either cancel or reschedule. So believe it when I tell you, it does not happen that often. It will happen. Some weeks will be better than others, but it doesn't happen that often. All right, so in-home, right? You want to be you. Just be yourself. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be Kylie, Corinne. Don't try to be Steve Giordano. Be you, okay? And what I mean by that is your personality is what you're going to be most comfortable with when you get inside the house and while you're on the phone, okay? Your tonality is everything. Your tone and posture, okay? That means the most. You're selling yourself in the house. You're not selling the product. You're selling you. So the best version of you is what you need to be when you walk into that house, okay? So there's 4 questions you want to ask, and I want everyone to write this down. There's 4 questions inside the house. Number 1, when I first walk in, okay, I'm asking them, hey, shoes on or off? Now, and this is exactly what I do in the house. What you're doing right now, okay, if it's working for you, don't change it. I would add minor tweaks, but do not change everything you're doing. That's not what I'm here to train you on. In this business, what you'll realize is it's the little things you do, the little things that you change is what's going to mean the most. And that's exactly what happened to me in my business. All right. So I'm getting inside the house. Don't care where I sit at. I don't care if it's on the floor. Matter of fact, I saw the policy yesterday on the floor. I don't care if it's on the couch. I don't care if it's outside. I don't care. Because what you want to do is you want them to feel like they're in control. But really, you know you're in control the whole time. I get into the house. I'm like, hey, Bob, Mary, all right, where you want me to sit at? Don't matter. Don't care. All right, you on the couch. All right, cool. All right, I'm getting there. I'm like, all right, so, Bob, talk to me. What's your biggest concern? You fill out this request. I show them the paperwork. I'm saying, what is your biggest concern? That's the first thing I ask when I get into the house. I'm not building rapport. I'm not doing anything. See, I showed them a copy of my information when I first got, before I got there. So they already know what I'm going to talk about, right? They already know who I am, all right? And I've already verified the information that they sent me. So we're good there already. So you got something that is going to be your best friend in this situation. And I'm going to break down this in-home so simple that I'm telling you, like, as long as you keep it this simple, you will never overthink and you will never have an issue with closing, okay? All right, so the first question, Bob, what's your biggest concern? And then you just stop right there. You fill this request out today, what's your biggest concern? All right, you wait and you listen. You let them talk. I don't care. It doesn't matter what they say, right? Maybe they'll talk for a couple. Well, I need some basic coverage. Okay. What do you want to accomplish today? Right? Remember, be a something. That's question number 2. I say this. I do the same thing in every home. They're going to tell you what their why is. They're going to open up. I'm telling you, they're going to open up. Believe me. It's not about how many questions you ask. It's about asking the right questions to yield the results and the answers that you want. And I'm telling you, this is all you need. So that's the second question you ask, right? So first one, what's your biggest concern? What do you want to accomplish today? Third question, what do you currently have in place right now to accomplish that goal? Bob says, hey, I need basic burial. My wife died 2 years ago. I'm getting a little bit older in age. Okay, That's a good enough why for me. Okay, so what do you want to accomplish today? Okay, what do you have in place right now? Bob, most likely he's going to say, okay, maybe I have $5,000 in coverage. Maybe he says that. Okay, perfect. What is that $5,000 meant to do? What do you want to use that $5,000 for? Because I'm here. I'm here for a reason, right? But what do you want that $5,000 to do? Well, that $5,000 I want to use for burial. Maybe it's not enough. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna set. We got the $5,000, right? We claim that was for something else. So you claim it, you set it to the side. Okay, perfect. All right, so we got the $5,000. All right, what else do you need? What else do you need for your burial? You say 5,000 is enough. Okay, so talk to me. Help me understand what else do you need and what do you want that to do for you? See, all you want to do while you're in the house is figure out, number one, what they already have. Okay, you claim that and you set it to the side because whatever they have right now is irrelevant to why you're here. Okay, you're going to get the policy, but we're going to get there. Okay, so you ask them what they have, what they currently have. He says 5,000. Cool. All right. So then you say, all right, Bob, this is question number 4. All right. What would life be out if you didn't add any additional coverage, or if you didn't have any coverage today? What would life be like? What would life look like for you and your family, or your daughter who's going to be buried? Right. That's 4 questions. That's the only 4 questions you need in every single appointment. I'm gonna say it again. What's your biggest concern? Number 1. Number 2, what do you want to accomplish today? All right. Number 3, what do you currently have in place right now to accomplish your goal? Number 4, what would life be like if you did not put any more coverage, or if you didn't put additional coverage in place today? See, those last 2 questions, what do you currently have? It's like stabbing at their heart. They're like, oh my goodness, like I don't have any coverage. Well, this is why you're here today. This is I need help. I need help. It's them telling themselves that they need help. That's what you want. You want them to tell themselves that, oh, well, I don't have enough, or I don't have anything at all. Okay, those are going to be the 4 questions, and every time you ask one of those questions, you sit back and you just listen. Right? This is don't think you don't have anything to think about when you're inside the house. All you're doing is listening, and you're taking notes about what they're telling you. Because I promise you, if you listen more and you speak less, you will sell so much more in the house, because you're truly listening to the value of what they're saying. And this is what this business is all about. It's not about selling policies. It's not. It's about truly understanding what the client needs and wants at the end of the day. All right. So you get all that information. Okay. You ask those 4 questions. My next question I ask, I say, all right, Bob, talk to me about your health. What's going on with you? And I'm talking to him the same way I'm talking to you all right now. What's going on with you, Bob? You got any medical conditions at all? Any heart attacks? Any strokes? Any cancer? HIV? COPD? Alzheimer's? Dementia? Nothing? What you got? And this is exactly how I'm talking. Because the thing about it is, while you're inside these homes, you don't want to portray a salesperson. You're not the first person that has come to talk to these people. All right. So you got to figure out a way to set yourself aside from everyone else. The one way you do that is you are unique. No one else is like you. Okay. Nobody else can be you. No one else can mimic you. I don't even care if you got a twin. Y'all still gonna be different. You got different personalities. And so that's the thing. As long as the only thing you need to do to be different from everyone else is just be yourself inside the house, right? Talk to them the way that you would talk to your mother, your father. Now I hope you got some respect, by the way, but talk to them the way you would talk to your family members, right? Because that's going to be what they're looking for. They want to know that genuinely you're just there to help them. Okay. So I get all their medical information, right? Now, if they have policies, this is where I tell them to go get the policies. See, I want to know everything first. I want to know what you want, what you got, what you don't got, what it's going to look like when you pass away. I want to know all that stuff. Then, after I have been fully engaged into them, right? This is why I do it this way. I've been fully engaged into exactly what they need, what they want, and what they have and don't have. Then I can be like, okay, I got your health background. Now my mind is churning. Now I'm like, all right, So we can put them in a couple different spots. If they're healthy, okay, obviously America number one. If they get a little bit banged up, okay, maybe I rock with Prosperity. Okay. But what I do at this time, I'm like, all right, so go ahead and grab those policies that you already have. If they have policies, go ahead and grab those now. We gotta take a look at it. And listen, I promise you, and this is what I'm telling them verbatim. I'm like, all right, I promise you, this will speed up everything. We'll look at that really quick. See if there's any changes need to be done, but we'll see what we can do with there, because your life insurance right now is all encompassing. So we need to make sure we look at everything, totality of circumstances. We need to look at all your information and make sure you're being put in the best program for your situation and for your family. Okay, so go ahead and grab that real quick. You're telling them, go grab it. All right. So now you get the policy. Now I have already focused on everything that they have, what they need and what they want. Now I'm focused on that policy. Okay, so now I got my mind focused just specifically on that, nothing else. So now I'm looking through it, dissecting the policy, making sure it's good. If it's not good, okay, maybe we need to switch it. Maybe we need to replace it. I don't know. You got, and this is something, guys, when you're inside the house and you get a policy and you don't know how to read a policy, number one, you can do some due diligence and you can research it. Corinne's went over this before. You can research how to read policies online. YouTube, you got thousands of videos on it. And number two, call your upline or call your vice president, call Khalid, call Corinne, call me, call whoever you need to, who knows a little bit about the policies, excuse me, who knows a little bit about reading policies, to go over with them. And I promise you guys, the client is going to appreciate that. And what you say here, right? I'm telling you exactly what I'll say. All right, listen, I see you got this policy. All right, but what I want to do is I want to get a second opinion on this, because I want to make sure that this policy you already have is the best program for you here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get one of our senior underwriters on the line, and they're gonna help me out with this, because we're gonna make sure that you're in the best program. They're gonna be like, wow, okay. So he's genuinely showing interest into me, right? You're not trying to sell me anything. You're just showing interest in them. And genuinely, you really are at the time, because you're focused on that policy. All right, again, you're selling yourself. You're not selling any life insurance, okay? All right, so you go through, we go through that. We go through all the medical information. We go through their policy next. Now it's time for me to show them prices, okay? Now, how I do this is, so the entire time I'm in the house, I'm always focused on, when I'm going through policies and when I'm just building that, when I'm building rapport, and I'm building rapport within the appointment as I'm going through it. Not in the beginning, but throughout the appointment. So that dead time where you're looking up quotes, or you're on the FEX tool, looking up, trying to figure out what's going to be the best coverage for them. At this time, all you want to do is you want to continue to bring up the pain, the why, the whole time. If Bob says, my wife passed away 2 years ago or whatever, and I want to make sure that when my daughter doesn't have that burden of dealing with my wife, of dealing with my burial without having enough coverage. Okay, so what you want to do there is you want to focus on his wife, right? You want to be like, all right, so Bob, I hope you don't mind me asking, what did your wife do before she passed away, right? You start making them think about his pain. Start asking questions only about, don't ask him questions about nothing else, just the pain. Or if he says, I don't want to be a burden on my wife. Say his wife's still living. Well, I want to make sure my wife is set up and she don't have to worry about it. Okay, did anyone pass away recently, or did you have to go through any type of hardship or take care of them while for their burial or anything like that? And they're gonna come up with something. They're gonna answer the question. But you want to continue to bring up that why the whole time you're in that appointment. Okay, the whole time. All right. Now, when I'm showing them prices, all right, here's how I do it. Before, so I go through all the prices. I write them all down. Okay, I write them all down, and then I also, next to them, I will write what's in the policy. So, for example, for Eagle, I'll write down immediate coverage, level, 200% accidental, 300% common carrier, cashback cash value. So I'll write all that stuff down on one side of my sheet, and then the other side I'll give them 5 options. That's me. You can do however you want, what's most comfortable for you, but I give them 5. See, I give them more options. And the reason why I give them more options is because the more stuff you can show them, the more they have to compare it to. The more they're actually likely to choose something. Because if you give them 3, you're limiting their options. But if you give them more, they'll actually, what you'll find is they'll actually be like, oh man, okay, well, I like 10,000, but wow, 15 is only $10 more. What, 30,000? It's only like $75 more. Wow, okay. Well, I can afford the 30,000. And what you'll find is the more options you show them, they'll actually be more inclined to buy more coverage too. So that's key. Now, before I show them the paper, I say, all right, Bob, listen. Remember why we're here today. You told me that in the beginning, I bring up the why. Okay. You told me in the beginning, your wife passed away 2 years ago, and you want to make sure your daughter does not have the burden of dealing with your funeral. You want to make sure that she is properly covered, so everything is taken care of when you pass away. Is that right? He's gonna be like, yeah. Okay, perfect. All right. What I want you to do is when I show you these options, I want you to think about that and take that into consideration. Okay. Now, with that being said, there's no wrong answer about how much coverage you need to put in place today. The only wrong answer is not putting any coverage in place at all. Okay, that's the only wrong answer here. Because if you don't put anything in place together, number one, your daughter's not going to be set up if you, God forbid, when you pass away. Okay, and I'm not helping you. And number two, make sure that whatever you put in place today is not going to exceed your day-to-day living expenses. Because listen, if it oversees your day-to-day living expenses, I'm not helping you because I'm not here to take food off your table. Okay, so make sure it's going to fit into your budget at the end of the day. Why do I say those two things? Number one, I'm reminding them of their why. So I'm keeping that pain in their mind the entire time. I'm never letting that go. The whole appointment. Okay. Number two, why I'm telling them that, hey, I'm not helping you if you exceed your day-to-day living expenses. Why am I doing that? What you'll find is, watch their posture. What'll happen is their shoulders will start to go down. They get a little more relaxed. They get less tense. See, now you're building trust because you're letting them know, hey, I'm not out here trying to oversell you. What you're doing is it's reverse psychology because you're making them think they're in control. So you're giving them the options. They're going to pick one, but you're also taking away that I need to think about it. I gotta do some more research. No. See, the only reason they need to think about it or do more research is because they don't trust you. They're not bought into you. Okay, and it's not price. You're not selling in price. You're selling yourself. Okay, so that's what's most important at the end of the day, right? And then I say, okay, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna show you these options. Take a look at it. While you're taking a look at these options, now remember, at this time, I already know where I'm going to go as far as coverage wise. So I'm showing them options. So it's either going to be America, Mutual of Omaha, Aetna, Prosperity, or AIG. That's really all I write personally. So at this time, I give them the options. Okay, and then I say, all right, take a look at these options. I'm going to make sure you get pre-qualified, but I want you to take a look at this and we're going to circle back in a couple of minutes, okay? Perfect. I give them the sheet. All right. Then I start plugging in the information. I immediately go on my iPad and start plugging the information into America because I want to make sure I get them pre-qualified, right? So while I'm doing that, I'm still asking questions about the why. I may ask questions about family. Now I'm kind of building small talk. So now we're just talking friendly because I want to get them laughing a little bit, and I'm just being myself, right? So at this time, I'm putting all the information, and while they're looking at the sheet, I'm asking them questions. Okay, what's your middle name? Okay, what's your date of birth? Date of birth is used on the sheet. I'm asking them about, where they're from, how long they've been in the house, all the stuff, all that pertinent information and stuff, the application in the beginning to get them pre-qualified. So I'm keeping them engaged. I'm keeping them engaged the entire time, right? And then I'm going to hold on, Kali, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, and we can go over the in-home. I keep them engaged the entire time, and then I ask them, okay, once I get him pre-qualified, I'm like, all right, John, which option best works for you? Like, and again, remember, figure out, do something that's going to fit into your budget at the end of the day. I always reiterate that. And they'll say, I like this option. Okay, perfect. So then what I'll say is, I'll then go through and I'll be like, we'll go through the bank information, and I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then Kylie, we can do a role play. I'll be like, at the end, this is a big question I get. How do you get people to pay day one, right? I go to the bank information. I'll say, all right, perfect. So we got to finish the application, make sure you get approved. So we're gonna, I need your county writing number or a voided check. So they give me that information. They put it in. And then I don't go over when they're going to start the policy yet. I do that at the end. So then I'll say, all right, so Bob, we're going to start this policy today, right? Is that what I say? Bob, we're going to start this policy today, right? Now, if he tells me anything else but yes, because usually they say yeah. They say yeah. 6 out of 10 people will say yeah. Yeah, let's start it today. But you're being assumptive. You're already knowing about what you're already knowing that, hey, this policy is going to start. You need it, so you're going to put this in place today. Now, if they don't have any money, that's when you can figure out what day that you need to start. But that's pretty much how I go about the in-home, as well as when it comes to the banking information. All right, Kylie, what you got? You want to do a role play?
I want to do a role play real quick before we wrap up the call, just so people can see like really how it's sounds. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of objections up there, okay? So guys, we normally end at noon. So we might go a little bit over, a couple of minutes over. So if you need to get off, feel free. But I think this is important, Thad, that we do this really quickly. Okay. So can we start from you knocking on the door?
All right, knock, knock, knock.
Hello?
Hey, Kylie, how you doing? This is Scariest with life insurance. We had an appointment today. How are you?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, you've got no big deal, no big deal. Listen, everybody forgets. It's no big deal. It happens all the time. All right, you want to take my shoes on and off? We can knock this out real quick.
You know how to take your shoes off. It's fine.
Perfect. All right. So where you want me to sit at? I mean, it's up to you. You want to go to the table or the couch? What?
We can sit at the kitchen table.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, man, I tell you what, this weather's probably starting to break a little bit out here. It's been crazy hot lately, hasn't it?
I know. It really has. I can't wait for the winter. It's so hot.
I know. Me too.
I'm fat. All right, that's why I like the cold.
You're healthy, Kylie. You're healthy. All right, so let's go ahead and dive real quick into this real quick. Cause like I get it. I know you forgot about me, so it's no big deal. Now, so we got this form you filled out here for the life insurance. Is that right? Talk a little bit about it over the phone.
Uh-huh.
All right, Kylie, let me know. So first thing first, what is your biggest concern? When you fill this out, what was your biggest concern?
I mean, I was just looking. I just wanted to see what's available. That's all.
See what's available. Kind of shopping around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What have you seen since you've been shopping around? Have you seen anything that you like?
I mean, you're the first person that came. So you're the first person that called me. So I haven't really looked very many places, but that's what I want to be able to do.
Okay. Perfect. No worries there. We can definitely go over that and I'll help you out with that. Now you've been shopping around. You kind of seeing what's out there. So talk to me a little bit about that. What is it that you want to accomplish today?
Like I said, I just want to know what the prices are. That's all.
Yeah, we'll definitely go over that. Now you want to know prices, but why do you want to know prices? Like, do you not have any coverage now? What is it?
Well, no, I don't. Well, I got it at my job. Yeah. And I'm going to be retiring in the next 5 years. So that's why I'm kind of trying to be proactive about kind of what's out there right now.
Okay. Now I understand why we're here. Okay, makes sense. So 5 years. 5 years you want to be, I'm writing this down. 5 years you want to be, you're retiring, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask you something. Your job insurance you have right now, which is great. I always tell people that's like having a bonus, but one thing I understand is, and what's very important to you is, and what I understand is you understand that your job insurance is going to go away when you retire, right?
Well,
right?
I mean, I can keep it. I thought I could. I think I could keep it.
You can keep it. Yeah, a lot of people do have the option of keeping it, but here's the kicker with that is that life insurance is you're on a group plan right now, but it's gonna skyrocket when you leave that job.
The price gonna go up?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But we understand that already, but we gonna move from there. What besides your job insurance, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have in place today? What do you have currently right now besides your work insurance?
Just a job.
That's all, just work insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's all you have right now. Now, talk to me a little bit about if you pass away tomorrow, and we're here to talk about life insurance. If you pass away tomorrow, who is going to be the one picking up the pieces? I mean, you're out here, you're looking for coverage, but who is going to be the one picking up the pieces for you?
Probably my son. Well, yeah, probably my sister. My sister.
Your sister? Okay,
yeah.
So you got a son. You got a son, and your sister would be. You saying that she would be the beneficiary?
Yeah, because my son, he's only 21. So yeah, my sister.
All right, sister. Your sister local?
No, she lives in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Where you from? You from North Carolina or you from here?
No, I'm from here, Maryland. I'm from Baltimore. I went to Woodlawn.
Okay. You know Woodlawn? Okay. Oh yeah, I know exactly where that's at. All right, perfect. All right, so and I'm assuming you want to be buried here in Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, talk to me a little bit about this. Your sister. What's your sister's name?
Ronnie. It's Rani.
Rani. What's your son's name?
Kai. Kai.
Kai. Okay. All right. So, how old is Ronnie?
40 something.
40. You know,
she's 2.5 years younger than me, and sometimes we 2 years apart. I don't know. I'm 40. I'm about to be 46, so she's 44, 43. I don't know. I get confused.
All right, 44, 43. Okay. I got you. All right. How old is your son, Kai? You said Kai's 21? Is that right?
He's 20. He'll be 21 soon.
Okay. All right, 20 years old. Okay. Ronnie is 44. Okay, so let me ask you this. Now, your beneficiary is going to be Ronnie, who lives in North Carolina right now. What happens right now if you pass away tomorrow? Okay, can Ronnie afford to take care of your burial?
Yeah, she does pretty good. She don't have no kids or nothing, so.
Okay. Does she know that she's your beneficiary?
No, we haven't had that conversation.
Okay. Does she know, or does she think that she would be the one taking care of your burial if you passed away?
No, we definitely haven't had that conversation.
Okay. So right now, if you pass away tomorrow, she's not ready for this coverage. She's not ready to take care of this.
I mean, she could afford it.
She can afford it. I understand. So I'm assuming she got her own house. She's established. She's successful, just like you are.
Yeah.
All right. So listen. The one thing I see here, Kylie, is your sister's your beneficiary, but she doesn't know. And so, for example, if your sister passed away today, right? Are you financially ready just to pick up and just be like, okay, cool, I can handle everything?
I mean, I could. I wouldn't want to, but I could.
Right. Do you think that at any point it will put a damper in your day-to-day living at all for you and your family?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So let's think about that in reverse. Okay. So for your sister right now, she's going to be the one taking care of your final space of burial, which is great, right? That's perfect. Number one, you're going to have to. We definitely got to have that conversation with your sister, okay? Because so that she knows that she's going to be one taking care of it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times what I see is when our family passes away, no one knows who's going to pick up the pieces, and then things get confusing. And then next thing you know, people will go having GoFundMe's coming out of pocket. And I'm sure you don't want that burden on your sister to take care of your final space of burial, and not knowing that, you know, of an untimely death, that can be very detrimental for her, right?
Yeah, and I do want to leave some money for my son. I want to leave some money behind.
Oh, okay. Now, did you have anything in mind as far as money behind? What does that look like for you?
I mean, I don't want him to get rich. I mean, maybe like $5,000-$10,000, something like that. A little something for him to put in his pocket. Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, perfect. So here's what we're gonna do, Carly. First, what I'm gonna do is let's talk about your health really quick, okay? Because I really want to understand what's going on with you, if you have anything, you have any heart attacks, strokes, cancer, anything like that?
No, high blood pressure.
No. High blood pressure?
Yeah.
How long you have high? Okay, so you're 44. I'm sorry, 46. 46. How long have you had high blood pressure?
No, I'm 45.
Oh, you 45? Oh, I'm so sorry. 45 years younger. You look good though, girl.
Don't be trying to give me no extra years.
I get it. I get it. I'm sorry. My bad. All right. So you got high blood pressure. How long have you had high blood pressure for?
Oh, a while. Maybe since I was like 30 something.
Since you about 30?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. All right. No worries there. What you taking for high blood pressure?
Metoprolol.
Okay. That's the only medication you taking right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. So, any HIV, any COPD, or are you a smoker?
Not anymore. I quit in January.
You don't smoke? Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. You quit January? I tell you what, girl. Listen, the people who quit smoking, I'm telling you, I got people. Sometimes they quit with a patch. Sometimes they go cold turkey. I tell you, I done seen some people when they go cold turkey, but this is the problem when you go cold turkey. A lot of times they end up getting stressed and go back to it. Did you go cold turkey? Or did you get the patch?
No, I got Chantix actually, but I haven't smoked since December 31st, 2020.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So, Kali, you got high blood pressure. There's two companies I would definitely recommend for you. One of them is going to be Americo. It's our bread and butter. I actually got Americo shirt on right now. I love Americo. As well as Mutual of Omaha. Those are the two. Now I'm gonna look at Americo for you, but with your high blood pressure, sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. So we're gonna look at them as well as Mutual of Omaha, because Mutual of Omaha actually having high blood pressure at your age, usually they just kind of bypass that. So we're gonna look at both carriers for you today. But let me ask you something right now. Has anyone in the past, what made you look, excuse me, let me ask you this. What made you look at coverage right now? Like, did someone pass away recently? Like, what happened? What truly made you start looking at life insurance now? Was it just, hold on a second. Wait a second. Let's back up. You said you retired in 5 years?
Yes.
And you how old?
45.
Now, how in the world you retiring already? How old were you when you started working?
Well, I was 13 and I started saving when I was 15. So I've been saving for a long time.
Wow. Okay. Now, let me ask you, after you retire, okay, what do you plan to do? Do you plan on getting another job? You plan on just to go to the Bahamas? What do you want to do when you retire?
I don't know. I know I don't want to work. That's all I know right now.
No working? You gonna go in business for yourself?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
You just gonna relax? Do nothing?
Yeah, that's my plan for now. It might change, but as of today, I want to relax. I've been working since I was 13, Mr. Scruggs.
I mean, I was too, but look, I'm 33, I'm 32, and I ain't about to retire in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, all right. So let's go through this. So at this point, I'm writing down the information, right? So then I'm building a report with Kali. So Kali, so talk to me a little bit about your son. Did your son live with you? Is he local as well?
Yes, he lives in Maryland.
He lives in Maryland?
He's in school. He's in college.
All right, I'm gonna do some quotes while we're talking about this. All right, perfect. What does your son do for work?
He's in college.
He's in college? Okay.
Yeah.
As far as you right now, do you want to be retired? Do you want basic coverage? Or do you want something, I'm sorry, not basic coverage. Do you want to be buried or do you want to be cremated?
Oh, definitely buried. I don't want to be burned. I told you I don't like no heat. No, burnt. I mean, not burnt.
Hey, I understand. All right, so I'm gonna go over. I'm acting like I'm giving you the sheet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go over 5 different options for you right now. What I want you to do, Kali, is I want you to take a look at these options. Right now, I'm going to show you. Since you're 44, 45.
45.
Since you're 45 years old, I'm going to show you a term policy right now, okay? And this policy, what it is going to give you a cashback option. Since you're so young, this is the type of policy that I would use for myself as well. it's going to give you the best bang for your buck. Number one, it's going to have critical chronic terminal illness in it. What that means is, all right, if you have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, or any type of disability, you're going to be able to pay. It's going to pay you up to 100% of the policy. Number two, if you can't perform 2 out of 5 daily functions, you can't feed yourself, bathe yourself, go to the bathroom by yourself, it's also going to be able to pay out. All right, so you have that terminal illness portion where within 12 months, if you have a terminal illness, it's also going to be able to pay out the policy for you. I've seen some people use that for vacations. I've seen some people use that to pay their house off, or just have some extra money aside just to do whatever they want, they want to do with. Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It's a great policy. Also, it's going to be immediate coverage. So if you pass away tomorrow, it pays out. Okay.
Oh,
as
so
well
I
as it's going
to wait for 2 years?
Nope, you don't got to wait for 2 years. No. Also, it's going to have, and again, guys, I'm actually showing a sheet. This is all written out. Okay, when I'm presenting it. Also, this is also going to be level coverage, meaning that the price stays the same to the day you pass away, and the death benefit. I'm sure the price stay the same for 30 years. That's the max, and the death benefits stay the same as well. Okay. Now, at the end of that period, at the end of that 30-year period, you're going to be 77 years old. 75 years old. At the end of that period, you get all the premium you put back in the policy. Okay. So it's like having a glorified savings account. Does that make sense? You follow me so
I like
far?
that. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So that's going to be the best policy for you right now, for your age and what you're looking for in your health. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna max this out. I'm gonna show you the max amount of coverage. Okay. Now I know you're looking for a burial. I know you say you want to leave about 10,000 behind for your son. Okay, when you pass away, and your whole goal is just to make sure that the burial is covered, and it's replacing the coverage that you have at work because you're gonna retire in 5 years. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna show you these 5 different options. I'm gonna start with 300,000. If I'm showing this right now, I'm showing a $300,000 policy. Now, actually, for new agents, I'm showing 250 because that's all you can do as a new agent. So I'm gonna show 250. I'm going to show 200. I'm going to show 150, 100. That's 4, and then I'll show like a $50,000 policy. Okay, so this is probably going to be what I show. All right, now, Kylie, listen. Here's the most important thing. We know you're about to retire in 5 years. Okay. So I want you to keep that into consideration while you look at these different coverages, because that's what's going to be the most important. And like I've already told you, when you retire in 5 years, that premium you're paying right now is going to go up. Okay. So definitely think about that. Think about what you want to leave behind for your son. Now, there's no wrong answer here with how much coverage you need. The only wrong answer is not having any coverage in place at all, because in 5 years, the coverages that the premiums now are going to be 5 times bigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's better to get it right now. Have it now set in place, so when you retire, you're not having to worry about it then, because your health conditions can drastically change in a 5-year span. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So like I said, there's no wrong answer. Just make sure just make sure whatever you do is not going to exceed your day-to-day living expenses. Because if it does, I'm not helping you. I'm not here to take food off your table, okay? I'm here to make sure we put something in place, put the proper plan in place to make sure that your son is protected, he has enough coverage, and your sister, Ronnie, does not have the burden of worrying about how she's going to take care of that burial when you pass away. All right?
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so take a look at this. Take a look at of these different coverages. All right, while you're taking a look at that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure we can get you pre-qualified, because if we can't get you pre-qualified, there's nothing to talk about anyway. Sound fair?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So then I'll give you the sheet, right? I start plugging all your information into the computer. You want me to keep going?
Well, no, we could look. No, so I was just gonna say I'm gonna choose the 150. The one is most people check. So real quick, so most people choose probably the one that's in the middle, or how does that, when you give them 5, how does that look?
See, here's the thing with that. The amount that you think they're going to choose, they always choose more. And so a lot of times I don't know what they're going to choose. And so when I'm putting in a policy, so I'll put in, they'll say, hey, I want to choose, like, I think for you may choose like 50,000, right? I'm assuming, because you probably don't need much. right? And I'm never asking them about budget. I'm not going to none of that stuff ever. So I want y'all to know that. So I'm allowing them to choose. So I may think you're gonna go for 50. You may say, okay, I want 200,000. Okay, perfect. So I just put 200,000 in the thing. But see, they have the form. I don't remember how much that was. I have no idea. So a lot of times they say 200. I say, okay, if I put it 200, and then at the end I see the price, I'm like, whoa. I had no idea.
I love that.
I had no idea. But see, this is what that does is you don't get that that insurance breath. You know what I'm saying? Like like you're trying to close because you don't know. You really don't know. And so you said you're gonna choose 150, right?
Yeah, 150,000.
All right. So 150. Okay, so perfect. All right, so Kylie, 150 grand. Now, what I need you to do right now, we got to make sure you get approved. Okay, so we got this. And I know you got a lot to do. I know you forgot. So go ahead and grab your account right number. We got to go ahead and knock this out really quick and make sure you get pre-approved. And again, when I'm telling you this, I'm not even looking at you. I'm still typing.
Yeah.
So I'm making it nonchalant, right? So I'm like, all right, Kylie, go ahead and grab your account number real quick so we can finish the application. Make sure you get pre-approved. Make sure you get approved.
Nice. Dad, listen, this was so fire. Anybody who missed, I'm gonna listen to this thing over and over and over again because I've heard you say these things, you know what I'm saying, ask these questions, and I couldn't remember exactly how you said it, and because I wrote it down, and you gotta, what is it? Repetition is the mother of something. I forgot, but you know what I'm saying, when you listen to it over and over again, and eventually it just starts to be a part of you, and it's not that many. It's 4 major questions that you need to ask. And what I saw you do today was you were very assumptive. You were very, you sold you never concentrated on the price. And I think that's what we do a lot of times as agents is we concentrate on the price versus selling the value. And you really you kept bringing me back to why I need to do this and why. You know what I'm saying? And so like, this should be a game changer for everybody who heard it. Guys, this will be posted on the FFL Fury YouTube page on Monday. But I'm telling you, you need to write this, listen to it over and over and over again. And again, like Thad is telling you exactly what he's doing in the home. He just showed you what he's doing in the home. And this could change your, just imagine if this added an extra $50 premium to every sale. I'm saying, I'm lowballing it, right? Extra $50 a month to every sale that you would, instead of you selling a $45 policy, now you're selling a $95 policy. That's a game changer, guys. So Thad, yes, it is recorded. Jessica says she recorded the whole thing. Thank you so much for taking out your time this morning. We appreciate you. You didn't have to do this because I know you're busy running. We really appreciate you pouring into us and giving us all of your nuggets, Thaddeus Scruggs.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciated hearing it and just firsthand, even just role playing. It's small, but it makes a difference. And listening to the whole thing, I loved it because I understand exactly what you're saying, the points you're trying to make. I don't want to walk in there nervous. I just got to walk in and be myself. What's going on? Where you want me to sit? Okay. I totally understood. And it really helped me, Khalid, too, to hear him and hear you guys talking about it. So I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you, Thad. Again, this will be posted on the FFL Fury YouTube page on Monday. You can just search it. We got a bunch of trainings there. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who got on this morning and listened to the training. We're going to level this thing up. Have a good one, everybody.